What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Realistic Room of the Wrexham. This is episode number 61, and we're coming off the back of a decent episode. We actually went unbeaten, 1 win, 3 draws, no defeat. It swings and roundabouts though in that episode. 3 draws from 4 has kind of been the story of our season so far. 7 draws from our opening 14 games sees us in 8th place. If we can just start converting some of those draws into victories, we will be up there and competing for promotion. But we can't seem to get out of this draw right. And even the game we did win, it required a 92nd minute winner from Alfie Devine against Birmingham. So could have been 4 draws. We even failed to beat Luton, who had 10 men for 45 minutes as well. We drew with them. But plenty of positives as well. Mullin grabbed his first non-headed goal of the season. 7 goals from 8 have been headers. Regier clocked another 3 assists to move up to 8 from 14 games. And Bennett continued his off form. 2 goals, 2 assists to move up to 9 goal contributions in his last 8 games. Well, going into today's episode, we got some business to sort out before we move into some game action. I think we had about 12 players whose contracts will run out at the end of the season. Now, James Milner's retiring, but everyone else needed new contracts. So the likes of Koulibaly, Mullin, Earl and Lee all got extensions ranging from 3 to 1 years. As we said, Milner's retiring, so that leaves Fotheringham, Lloyd, Woodrow, Morris, Hayden, Foles and Evans, who all could potentially leave. Now, some of them I might still give some deals, some of them will try and look to sell, but for now, those are the players whose contracts will be run out at the end of the season. Now, Ian and Garen both wanted us to look into the possibility of bringing Arthur Okonkwo back. We had him on loan into the first season. Now he's back at Arsenal. In real life, Wrexham have just signed him permanently, so we sent out a scout report on him. Obviously, we do need a goalkeeper, so we'll see what the scout reports come back and say. And then we had an interesting bid for one of those players whose contracts are running out at the end of the season, Nashville, coming in for Ryan Morris. Now, not the most realistic destination, but also not the most unrealistic as well. And with the contracts running out, my hands are kind of tied. Saying that though, with Wrexham's American connections now, you could see some players heading out there, and as there will be a lot of admirers from across the pond, so I don't hate it. And as we said, with his contract running out, I did need to sell. So Nashville came in with an £840,000 bid. We eventually agreed on an £870,000 deal. And Ryan will be heading to America in January. Heading into the first game of the episode, and it would be a derby to kick us off in this one. We face Swansea away at the Swansea.com Stadium, formerly the Liberty Stadium. Swans 4th right now and unbeaten, 6-8-0 in their opening 14 games, 26 points on the board. It's been a big turnaround for the Swans, who I think they finished 16th last season, so they've turned things around. We've got a player on loan there, Connor Mills, another striker, Tom Williams, signed for them, both in the summer, but neither of them involved in the squad today. Well, after a couple of early chances for us, Swansea would take the lead, and despite Fotheringham coming up with a big save, we gave the ball away. I think it was Koulibaly who gave the ball away, and Swansea would punish us. Playing on this difficulty, you seem to be punished if you give the ball away in your final third. And Swansea did exactly that, sending their home fans into delirium. Well, I think it was this episode, last season, where I think Paul Mullin grabbed a hat-trick. He scored a hat-trick at this stadium as I think we came back to win that game. It was a big performance from Paul Mullin, but unfortunately he didn't get many chances in this one. Going into the second half, Swansea still led. Kwanzaa with a big block, but now Mullin, could he be involved? Smallbone, who was subbed on at half-time, finds Alfie Devine, who's broken the offside trap. He's in through on goal. Alfie Devine on his weak foot, but it doesn't matter. Alfie Devine grabs his 3rd goal in the last 3 games after his brace at St Andrews as we beat Birmingham 2-1. And Alfie Devine pushed up into Cam at half-time with Will Smallbone coming on for Alex Lowry. Smallbone came in at DM. Devine pushed up into Cam. And Devine rewards us with a 3rd goal in 3 games, but the lead would not last long. And I mean, Fotheringham's been a liability recently, but I think this is the worst mistake he's made. I mean, what are you doing to me here, Wes? The shot goes straight to him, he gets an arm to it, but what is that, Wes? You're costing us points, man. It's painful to see. I thought we could see out one more season with Wes, but I might have to do something drastic and get someone else in, because he is costing us points. And well, as Swansea get a 3rd in injury time, their captain Barron, who assisted the 2nd goal, He runs off and celebrates. Nothing that Fotheringham could do about that one, but Swansea would claim victory here and go 15 games unbeaten to start the season. What a start it has been for Swansea. 15 games unbeaten, 7 wins, 8 draws. We came back and we managed to tie the game, but unfortunately that Fotheringham mistake just killed us, and Swans grabbed a late goal to kick off this episode with a defeat for us. Just our third defeat of the season, mind. Nothing to panic about. Just 3 defeats in 15 games isn't bad at all. But it's the draws, man. 7 draws from 15 isn't great. And, when we've got, situations where Fotheringham's, throwing points away, you're not going to be able to compete if some key players are performing like that. So Fotheringham, a decision might have to be made, my man, because I don't know if we can go a season like this. Well, we're down to 9th now, 22 points on the board. 3 points outside the playoffs, but it's a tough pack up there. Leeds 12 wins from 15, Leicester and Swansea still unbeaten. As Josh Earl comes to us, and when we gave Earl a contract extension, I tried to give him the role of rotation, but he wanted to have an important role. So, he's not happy with his game time right now. As we see, Ryan Morris's move to Nashville confirmed. Well, the second game of the episode would be against Barnsley, 23rd in the league right now, second bottom, just 2 victories from their opening 15 games, and they're the 3rd lowest scorers in the league with 13 goals. They've also lost 4 of their last 5. So if there was the perfect game for us to face, to come back and, get back in the good books with the fans after a Derby Day defeat, it would be a game like this in front of our home fans. We make just one change. Smallbone comes in, Devine is pushed up to Cam, and Lowry is dropped. Devine's been in great form recently, so I want to push him up, and Smallbone's been pretty decent in that DM role as well. Like we said, playing an out of form team, so as you'd expect, we did start this game very well. Paul Mullin dispossessing the Barnsley defender before his shot was brilliantly saved, actually. A very good reaction save there. Rocco Vata also had a shot that went just wide, and then on the stroke of half time, Smallbone finds Mullin into Vata Smallbone on his weak foot. Will Smallbone, what a finish, son. His second goal in Wrexham colours, and with practically the last kick of the game. I even skipped the replay. I got so excited by that finish. We take the lead on the stroke of half time. We get the replay out. What a finish this is. First touch on his right foot onto his so-called weaker foot. He just whips it into that far corner. A great finish from Smallbone. And we take the lead 1-0. And then 10 minutes into the second half, Smallbone actually gives the ball away here, and Kane will punish us. Oh, for God's sake. We mentioned it, I think, in the last episode, the difficulty we're playing on. When you give the ball away in the final third, you usually are punished. And Smallbone goes from hero to 0 as Barnsley equalise, and then they turn the game around. 20 minutes to go on the clock, and they lead 2-1. So, with that in mind, we make a couple of subs. Lowry and Mendy on for Bennett and Chambers. We change that whole left side, and Lowry immediately involved, showing that dogged tenacity to win the ball back. A ball finally finds Devine, and his shot is saved. But Lowry, he was dropped for this one, showing us potentially why he should be starting. Love Lowry's attitude. And then with 87 minutes on the clock, Kane breaks into the box, plays Waters, and is he brought down? I think he is, and the refs pointed to the spot. Jarrell Kwanzaa, the former Liverpool man, is deemed to have fouled his man, and yeah, that is a foul. And Kane steps up here to seal the points, but Fotheringham with the save. Wes Fotheringham with a huge save in the 89th minute. Can we create one last chance? Well, we're deep into injury time now. Paul Mullin with the ball. He plays Devine. They are both knackered, out on their feet. Smallbone, what can he do here? He finds Yuri Regier, who he has 8 assists this season. Can he grab one more? Alfie Devine in the middle. Alfie Devine, back-to-back episodes, back-to-back injury time goals. This time it's just to snatch a draw. But he comes up clutch once again. Yuri Regier with his 9th assist of the season already from right back. What a miracle he has been down that right side, replacing the retiring Cyrus Christie. Smallbone as well played his part. Great ball in to Regier, and Devine with the header, heading it back where the keeper came from. He couldn't adjust his body in time. And we snatch a point away from Barnsley. We deny them all 3 points. And, it's great elation. It's a fantastic moment for Devine, who grabs his 4th goal in his last 4 games. But we cannot sugarcoat this one. This was a very disappointing performance. And, We were better in the first half, but Barnsley dominated us in that second, and they grabbed a couple of goals when they were on top, and perhaps should have won that game. That late penalty miss or save from Fotheringham, should I say, kept us in that one. They could have had all 3 points. They could have been home and dry, but we never gave up. We fought to the end and grabbed another draw. But do you know what? The one shining light was Devine and Cam. We dropped Lowry. We brought Devine into Cam, Smallbone into the team, and Smallbone had a mixed game. He scored the first goal, gave away the ball for the equaliser, but was involved in the equaliser as well for us. So I quite like Devine and Cam, Smallbone in the team. I might run those two in there yet again. And then an interesting bid here, a nice one for Aaron Hayden. Bristol City coming in for him. A side who we actually have history with. They had Dexter Riley on loan last season. They've got Samuel Mason on loan this season. And now they're going to take Aaron Hayden. They love our centre-backs, apparently. So, yeah, Aaron Hayden, this one just made sense for me. His contract was running out, and I was happy for him to go. We accept the £870,000 bid. And yeah, Hayden, he's been fantastic for the club. He's been here since we started the career mode. He was even a captain for a couple of years, but I'm glad that he's getting a move and we're making some money on him, basically. And then a huge decision was made. I know Wes saved that penalty, but he's just been leaking too many goals. He's been too much of a liability. And for me, if we're going to push for promotion this season, we have to change our goalkeeper. So we went to the free agency market and we picked up Sam Johnston, 33 years old. On the free agency market, he has bags of EFL experience, and at 76 rated, I think he's a steal to get him for free. Over 250 appearances across the top four English divisions. He could be key for us to making the Premier League, and he's just a short-term fix. I do have a couple of targets that I want to get for a long-term goalkeeper, but for me, it was important that we touched on this goalkeeper situation early and we nullified it because we're still in the early parts of the season, so we can still fight for promotion, but I wanted to make that change. So welcome, Sam. Let me know in the comments, do you rate this signing? Let me know. 76 rated. I think he's going to be a fantastic addition to our defence. Now, going into the going into the third game of the episode, it would be another Welsh derby. Cardiff away from home. We're 8th right now, 5 wins from our opening 15 games. We've only collected 7 points from the last 18 available though, which is concerning. Cardiff 20th right now, struggling in the Championship, just 3 wins in their opening 15 games, and they're winless in their last 5 as well. Well, we just make one change, Sam Johnston in for his debut for Fotheringham, Devine stays in Cam, and Smallbone in CDM. Well, Johnson would actually make quite a weird save here with his feet as he was tumbling around. But unfortunately, Cardiff would recycle the ball and they would get the go-ahead goal. This was a game that we actually dominated this first half, but then Cardiff just grabbed that go-ahead goal, and then for the last 6 or 7 minutes of the half, they peppered us, and Sam Johnston kept us in this one. A couple of big saves from the debutant, who was unlucky not to concede after he made such a smart save. But unfortunately, we couldn't cover the rebounds. But going into the halftime break, we're struggling right now. We're playing well, but we're losing, and that has been a story that has been too familiar this season. Into the second half, though, no changes, but Alfie Devine's shot would go just wide of the post. I really thought this one was in, but it just goes wide. We would start off the second half just how we started the first, on the front foot. And when that happens, I feel confident that things will turn around. And Smallbone wins the ball back, plays it to Bennett. Bennett to Mullen, who looked offside, but he remains on. He finds Bennett once again. And Jewison connects with Paul Mullen to grab the equaliser. Jewison Bennett's 5th of the season. Had a hot streak the last couple episodes, but it'd be nice for him to pick up again now. Mullen with his 6th assist of the season, and then Mullen with that tenacity, winning the ball back, plays Jewison to Devine. Smallbone with a shot from distance, saved by the keeper, and we are on top right now. Corner comes in, Jewison Bennett to Paul Mullen. Come on. Big turnaround in the second half in the Welsh derby. 7 minutes. 7-minute turnaround. Bennett to Mullen. Mullen to Bennett. These two complement each other. Roles reversed, and in 7 minutes, this derby has been flipped on its head. But we weren't done there. Alfie Devine finds Rocco Vata, and the Irishman would grab our third goal of the game and our third goal in 11 minutes. Beautiful assist from Devine, sixth goal of the season for Rocco Vata, and we have got Cardiff on the ropes right now. Jewison Bennett, he gets lucky with this pass, doesn't go through. He wins the ball back though and finds Paul Mullin, and his captain makes it 4 for Wrexham. And Cardiff is just an absolute capitulation from them right now. Third goal contributions this half for both Mullin and Bennett. And then in injury time, Alex Lowry, the substitute, finds Paul Mullin, who grabs his hat-trick. Hat-trick in the Welsh derby last season against Swansea away from home. Hat-trick in the Welsh derby away from home this season against Cardiff. And what a turnaround. Lowry wins the ball back. Mullin completes his hat-trick. We score 5 second-half goals, and we get the 3 points. And this one felt significant. This one felt important. It felt like a season-defining performance. At half-time, we were looking again at a good performance, but we were losing. And we were, I'll be honest, we were looking at the prospect of collecting just 7 points from the last 21 available, and another underwhelming performance to go with an underwhelming result. But we showed character, we showed fight, and it's our first win this episode, just our second in our last 6. But as I said, this one feels like it was a significant one. We came out in that second half, all guns blazing, pressed high, and everyone contributed. Mullin, 3 goals and an assist. Bennett, a goal and 2 assists. Even Lowry, when he came on, was brilliant. Devine in that cam spot looks fantastic, while Smallbone in centre mid looks decent as well. You know what? That felt like a big game, and hopefully now we can crack on and grab some more points and really push for promotion this season. Well, also as well, a quick note to Sam Johnson on his debut. He didn't keep the clean sheet, but he was fantastic, and he actually kept us in the game when we were 1-0 down. Cardiff had that spell of about 7 or 8 minutes where they peppered us. He kept the scores at 1. Otherwise, it could have been a completely different story. Well, we're up to 5th with that victory and in the playoff spots. 17 games in, 6 wins, 8 draws, 3 defeats. Now, as we see here, the scout report for Arthur Okonkwo, he is 74 rated, £3.2 million value for the 25-year-old, so he could be an option for next season. Aaron Hayden has moved to Bristol City, confirms he'll head there in January. Just want to say, yeah, big shout out to Aaron Hayden. He was absolutely fantastic for us over the 4 years. Didn't play too much over the last season, but was the club captain for a couple of years and came into the starting lineup in the second season, I think, and was huge as we got promoted to the championship. So yeah, Hayden, we wish you all the best in your new path with Bristol City. Now, you may have noticed as well, Leicester lost, so Swansea remain the only unbeaten team this season as we headed into the 4th and final game of the episode. We did also give Nathan Lloyd a 3-year deal as well, so another player who was running out at the end of the season, we give Lloyd a new contract. Still young, still has a lot of potential. I might look to send him out on loan next season. But yeah, we're not giving up on Nathan Lloyd just yet. He will be out on loan hopefully next year, but we give him a 3-year deal. But heading into this game, 4th and final game of the episode, it would be Stoke, the Potters, in 15th right now, 19 points on the board. They actually would take the lead through a decent finish for their captain, Baker, after a nice pass from Wesley. It was a composed, nice finish, but Alex Lowry would grab the equaliser. Jewison Bennett back again with a goal contribution. His cross to the backstick found Alex Lowry. And then Greaves came in with a huge tackle right at the end of the first half. And then in the second half, there weren't many chances. But Elliot Cox, what a chance he had here with his head in injury time. Keeper made an absolutely immense save. Bonham denying us all 3 points. This one was a tough game. Both teams fought hard. There wasn't too many chances in the second half. Cox came on and yeah, he had a decent chance actually just after he came on, and then that headed chance. It would have been huge for him. The youngster who came through the youth academy, would have been great to see him grab all 3 points for us. But it was a great save from Bonham, and it's a draw for us. Another draw on the cards, but it was a good performance, and we continued that good form to grab a draw here as Hull come in for Dexter Heath, a short-term loan deal for the CDM. Do like this deal actually. I want him to go out. I want him to get some game time as he looks like one of our most promising youth academy players. So hopefully he can get some game time as we look at the table here. 7th in the league right now, 27 points on the board. But it felt like a good episode, It felt like a really, really good episode. We got some deals done. We sold a couple of players. With the contracts, we went from 11 players potentially leaving on a free to now we've now weaned it down to 4. We gave, I think, 5 players new contracts. 2 of them are going to be sold, Ryan Morris and Aaron Hayden. And then that leaves George Evans, Matty Folds, Wes Foderingham, and Cooley Woodrow, who, if we can't agree a sale for any of those players, they will be free to discuss pre-contracts with clubs come January. So I'm not too annoyed if those 4 players leave. We brought in Sam Johnston, who, didn't keep any clean sheets in the first 2 games, but we won and drew. I think he was fantastic and he was brilliant in the Cardiff game. And yeah, that Cardiff game just felt like a significant one. And we'll see at the end of the season where we are, if that Sam Johnston deal was an important one. But a funny note as well on Wes Foderingham, if he doesn't play for us again, which is likely now that this is his last year of his contract and we've brought Sam Johnston in, the last thing he did for the club was save a penalty when we were 2-1 down, and we went on to draw that game. So come the end of the season, it'll be amazing to see what that point did for us. If it was crucial, then we'll have Wes to thank for that. But another big episode, I feel like we're just starting to find some form now. The cogs are turning, and I feel like this could be a key period for Wrexham in the Championship this season. Well, if you're enjoying this series, drop a like on the video. If you haven't subbed to the channel already, make sure you do. If you're enjoying this content, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll catch you in episode 62 very soon.